Welcome back, Jig Heads. Big Philly coming to you with another episode of Getting Jiggy with It. And tonight you might notice I'm sitting here and no puzzle, as you customarily come to expect. Today we're going to cover something that I get a lot of questions about. It doesn't have anything to do with technique or strategy around the puzzling table. What it has to do with how do I decide on which puzzle I'm going to do next? How do I pick the prints? How do I pick the different puzzles that I'm going to take on, and what are sort of the decision-making process that I go through? So I've picked out 5 of sort of my top 5 on my radar as to what I'm going to do next. Tell you how I came across them, and then I'm going to give some links down below, and you'll be able to check those websites out. I mean, right now we're in the midst of social distancing, so all these things can be found online. I'm going to provide those links below. You can check them out and see if you can find even more things to keep you busy. So let's get right into it. Number 5 on my list, it's really how I come across most of my puzzles, and that's, walking through the hobby stores. I didn't do that in this case, but I went with one of the big brand names that you'd find at, a toy and hobby, which is Ravensburger. Another common one, Cobble Hill. These are, the real big names that you find at these stores. And I'm going to pop a picture here. What you're looking at here, 750 pieces. It's, on the easy side, but the reason I picked this one is because of what it represents. And this is called Puzzler's Paradise. And this is really a puzzle room where, someone would go sit down with their cats, nice comfy chair, get their puzzle done. This isn't really, my plan for the renovation that I'm doing to my puzzle room. I'm looking to make it more of a gymnasium, with slack lines, work on my balancing, some dartboards so you can keep the mind fresh and moving around. Maybe a hammock so you can lie down a little bit, get some rest in. But really a place you can go hang out and keep the mind sharp as well as the body. But I'd like to kind of mix it up with some retro feel, kind of like how, at a boxing gym, they'll have, pictures of some old-timey boxers going at, kind of give it that retro feel. So, I'm going to put this up in the gymnasium when it's done and kind of give that feel, that comfortable jigsaw environment that we all love to have. So check out Ravensburger for more of these. Provide the link down below, and they have a wide variety of all different kinds of categories and themes. Cobble Hill is another one that you'll find at the retail establishments, and they've got thousands of puzzles to choose from. So that's my number 5. Number 4, smaller puzzle maker, Ebu. Hope I'm saying that right. Came across this, and this is more sort of slanted towards educational. It's a great website. They got a great blog. It's run by women, and a lot of the puzzles are on the educational side and also towards, empowerment and things of that nature, inclusiveness. So really good message. I really like this one. Puzzle I picked here, 1,000-piece puzzle, and it is called Jane Austen's Book Club. And at first when I looked at it, I thought it might have been sort of like a retro Spice Girls type look because I didn't really recognize anybody. But what you're looking at here is 5 of the finest female authors that ever put pen to paper. I don't know who they are, but if you do, put it in the comments below, and I'll send you a certified Jighead t-shirt to the first person that provides all 5 of the authors in order around the chair. But I really like the look of this. It's a little different than what I normally do, but the art and sort of the message behind it was really cool. So check out ebu.com, link below, a lot of great stuff. Also, for the next generation of puzzlers, a lot of cool stuff, educational for kids to get them into the puzzling game. I think you'll really find this a diamond, a real gem in the rough if you're looking at getting kids started into puzzling. So check that out. The next one we're looking at here is a little different. lifestyle puzzle brand, and this is something I've never really done before. But as I'm trying to level up my puzzle game, I'm looking at different challenges. So this is actually a 3D puzzle. I was kind of thought they were a gimmick at the start, kind of down on them, but I'm going to give this a shot. And this one in particular, I'm going to provide the link to. It is a theme of the Day of the Dead, or La Dia los Muertes, as some call it. And what this is it's a vase that you could display in your house, but it's got these Day of the Dead faces on them. Calaclavas, I believe they're called. Correct me in the comments if that's wrong. But anyway, it's a cool theme, and 130 some piece puzzle that could get you into 3D. I can't give too many tips on it, but I'm going to do this one and do another segment on it so that we can talk about that. And I'm really excited because I think a lot of these Day of the Dead puzzles are no longer in stock. They're discontinued, and they moved all to this 3D platform. So this could be really, I'm not going to say the next generation of jigsaw puzzle, but it's definitely an emerging market that people want to get into. So, I don't want to be late to the game there. So we'll check this one out. And you can get that on Amazon. Again, lifestyle brand puzzle. And they got a lot of cool ones, a lot of different. This skull vase is kind of because I don't think my wife's real comfortable with me displaying skulls in the house. So maybe, this way is a little easier, and then we can ease into a full-blown puzzle skull. But they also have some other cool stuff. So that's number 3. Number 2, this one's really cool. And there's actually 2 puzzles you're going to look at here. And this is from a puzzle wholesaler, so you can't go to their website to buy stuff. They only sell through retail stores, but you can get them online. And the brand is called Sun's Out. A lot of whimsical designs. They lean more towards sort of a more seasoned puzzling audience. A lot of sort of throwback type puzzle, a lot of farmhouses, real calming type stuff. But do not let that fool you. I mean, I started looking at this website, all I could think was sun's out, fun's out, because there's so much cool stuff that you can do. And this puzzle I'm going to show you here is called Call in the Blue. And you take a look at it, and it's such a cool design. I'm getting this at the first chance I have, after number 1, of course. And you see it's all the Democratic presidents around a pool table having a game of pool, and I don't know all of them. I know a few of them, but it's just that cool kind of historical, political, artistic, really neat image. And there's also a Call in the Red, which is the similar side for the Republicans. I think I got that right, or it's the reverse. I don't know which one's red or blue, but anyway, you could even do both of them, put them both up. Really cool imagery there from the fine people at Sun's Out, and I'm looking forward to taking a look at that one. And they would look really good in an office study, or even at work, because it has that sort of political touch to it. It could really dress up a work office. So last one, number 1 on the list, and I think if you go to this website, you can really kind of go down the rabbit hole, and outside of just puzzles, they've got some board games and cool stuff. It's called Big G Creative. So the Big G Creative puzzle that is next on my list to do is from their Bob Ross collection, and they've got a whole bunch of Bob Ross, the fine artist, God rest his soul. And it's got, happy little trees, and it's got barns and cottages and mountains. And obviously the images are awesome. And then, just knowing it's a Bob Ross original that you can put together as a puzzle, I think would be perfect for anybody's rec room or study or office. On top of that, this Big G Creative also has 2 Bob Ross board games. One's called Happy Little Accidents, and they also have a Kenny G Saxy board game. I forget the name of it, but it's all sort of centered around Kenny G and his music. So you get the kind of stuff and board games. They also have some other like heist and mystery type board games. So check out Big G Creative. You could probably spend a lot of time on there. Some cool gift ideas for kind of that person who has everything. But I was blown away by the content they had. So those are my top 5 fresh prints that I'm going to be looking at on my to-do list. But as I was looking through them, there's just more and more things that I wanted to know more about. Next segment, I'm going to be talking about one of those things that I found that I want to know more about. And given that we are under this COVID-19 quarantine and we're all self-isolating at home and we can't go out and do the things we love, one of the really cool things I found was a jigsaw puzzle escape room that you can do from the comfort of your own home. Might be something you can do as a family. From what I've read, some of them are quite easy, very simple puzzle, but as you put it together, sort of a message appears. And then there's some that are more difficult. So I'm going to be looking into those. I'm going to shoot a video. I might, if it's easy enough for the whole family to do, I may include that, but that's something that you can look forward to. Subscribe so that you get notified when that one comes out. And I hope that you look into some of these links that I provided. And I hope it helps you pick your next puzzle. So, Big Philly, I've got 5 things that I'm about to get jiggy with over the next month or so. And I hope you are too. Keep puzzling.